My name is Alicia, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I have a story. This is just a few years ago. I lived in an apartment in the Pilsen neighborhood, a little bit south of like the South Loop neighborhood, while I was in college. I lived with 3 other girls, and the apartment we lived in was like vacant for a couple of years before we moved in, and we had no idea why. It was gorgeous, and it was 2 stories, had a spiral staircase going up to the top. So I lived on top in like a lofted area, and while we were living there, people would come over and say they always got like this eerie feeling that people were watching them or something was watching them. And then we would hear things every so often, and we would kind of just not make a big deal out of it. But then one day there was a back porch up in my bedroom that you can get to only from the inside of the apartment. So one day my sister went up there, and it was the middle of the summer, probably like 100 degrees, so we had the air on. And she yelled down, she's like, "Alicia, why would you leave the back door open? The air's on, and it's 100 degrees out." I said, "I didn't have the door open. I was just up there." So I go up there, and we're kind of confused a little bit, but the first thing I think is that, oh my gosh, somebody tried to break in. But there was no sense of breaking in, and you cannot get to the back deck from the outside of the house, so we thought, that's weird. Come downstairs, and we're talking about it while we're in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden we hear, it sounded like a book. Somebody picked up a book and dropped it on the floor right above our heads. So when this happens, I get a little bit nervous, and we've always had these kind of like ghostly experiences happening our entire lives, so I think we're one of those people where ghosts kind of follow us. So we got a little bit nervous, and then our other roommate came home. So we're sitting there telling her what's happening, and we hear another noise. So we have a friend that feels that she and her husband can, like, sense these spirit things. So we give her a call. We say, "Hey, come over to our place because we hear something," and it's, like, really freaking us out. It's kind of late at night, maybe around 10:30, 11 o'clock, so she's like, "Oh my goodness, we're going to come with like a video recorder, holy water. We'll be right there." So when she hangs up, I'm in the kitchen, and I am relaying the message to my roommates. We had like a wooden cupboard in the kitchen because there wasn't a pantry. So I'm leaning against it while I'm telling them the story, or I'm telling them that my friends are coming over. So I say, "They'll be here in like 20 minutes. So we're standing there, it gets quiet, and right next to my ear on this wooden cupboard, somebody knocks 3 times. We freak out, lock ourselves in the bedroom, and it's just like, what is going on? This is absolutely terrifying. So I said, "Why did we just lock ourselves in the bedroom if it's a ghost? This is stupid." So we picked up our stuff, and we ran outside, and I said, "I'm not going back inside until our 2 other friends get there." So once our 2 friends come in, I say, "We're hearing these noises upstairs, but then this thing just knocked on the cupboard." So we go upstairs, and my friend's husband says that he's feeling some sort of presence. So I don't know if he's just kind of BSing with us or if this was, like, real, but he's like, "There's definitely something up here that doesn't know what's going on because we had just moved in, and he was, like, whatever it was alone for so long." So I said, "Well, you need to tell it to get out because we live here now." And while we're like discussing this, his wife is taking pictures on this video camera and trying to catch it on camera to see if she can see it or something like that. Her husband says, "Hey, stop taking pictures of it. It's starting to get irritated." So at this point, we still don't know, but I'm totally being gullible and believing everything that my friend is saying. And she's like, no, I want to get it on camera. That way we can figure out if it's a boy or a girl or, like, whatever the case is. So then her husband's mood completely changed, and all the hairs on his body, like, stood up. He had goosebumps, and he was like, "Mel, stop what you're doing. It's mad. It does not want you taking pictures. We need to get out right now. Like, get out of the upstairs." So I was not about to be the one to make this ghost even more upset. So I ran down the spiral staircase. The 3 others were there to follow, so they came down too. I kid you not, as soon as the last person got off the bottom step, the lights in my bedroom started flickering, and we saw books, and you can hear them, like, flying around the room and getting thrown against the wall. And then this was happening for maybe about a minute or so, and then everything just went silent. And we were like, what the heck? So we went back upstairs, and nothing was moved or misplaced or anything. It was like nothing happened, but we all heard it, and we all saw it, and it was absolutely terrifying. So I said, I'm not going back up there tonight. And we all slept in the living room. We pulled out 2 mattresses and the couches. My sister, though, was not about it. She didn't want to believe it, so she went to bed. Then the next morning, she came out and woke us up and said when she was sleeping, she felt somebody pull the covers off her legs. This was only within the first 3 months of living in this apartment, and we had signed a full year lease. Our friends told us we were crazy because we finished out the entire 12 months in the lease, and other stuff started happening too, but that was probably the most intense. I think after a while, I had my mom came over. We're like religious, and we did a rosary and sprayed holy water in every corner and said prayers everywhere. And then the presence kind of drifted, and it got less intense over the month. And after 12 months, we just left, and that was that. And it was pretty crazy, and none of my friends believe it, but it totally happened, except for like the 6 of us that were there that night. So yeah. Thanks.
I love her. She's telling a horrifying story and giggling at the same time.
You know, it's a bad story when it goes, okay, let's grab our camcorders and some holy water and let's go in.
Let's go.
That's why you should just always have holy water with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I drink pure holy.
Oh.
Pure holy is water filtrated through actual pieces of what they believe to be the crucifix.
Oh.
Along with minerals that remove the toxins from your water supply. Toxins that can harm your family, your pets, your soul, and so much more.
So basically, Brita plus Biblical is this new brand.
New Brita Biblical. Brita Biblical. It does more than just purify your water. It purifies your soul.
Ooh.
Every bottle of every filter is blessed. And because every filter is blessed, every drop of water that flows through your Brita Biblical filter delivers your soul the cleanse it needs.
There's pieces of
God
the shroud.
Dang, it's kind of scary how well you're doing with this.
The shroud of Turin in there, you know, they've kind of sliced that up, and
We got the shroud in there. Every Brita filter has like 0.00 of a millimeter of the shroud of Turin in it, and like that of the actual wood of the cross.
Yeah, just take our word on that.
Just take our word; it's all legit. Just because you bought it at a gift shop, it doesn't mean it's not authentic. But that and your Titanic coal.
Did you have a commercial to play?
I do actually. This is interestingly, this is about the luxury apartments, and this is, they have difficulty selling these places sometimes, but this is what they're up against now that they have to do the disclaimers just like they do in medical commercials. So it's making apartments harder to sell. Here's one of them.
Folks, are you ready for luxury living at its finest? Welcome to Shadow Pines Luxury Apartments, your new dream home. Beautiful 1- and 2-bedroom units featuring plush wall-to-wall carpeting, gourmet kitchens with all new appliances, massive walk-in closets, and breathtaking views. Relax at our sparkling Olympic-sized pool, state-of-the-art fitness center, private balconies, and convenient on-site laundry. Covered parking, playground for the kids, and just minutes minutes from everything you need.
But that's not all. Our very special long-term residents make every night unforgettable.
Possible side effects include demonic possession that forces you to gouge out your own eyes while screaming forgotten languages. Your children may be dragged screaming into the walls where entities slowly peel their skin and wear it like clothing. Kitchen knives may animate at 3 a.m. to perform ritualistic carvings on your flesh while you remain fully conscious.
Residents
Frequently experience their intestines being rearranged by invisible hands, spontaneous self-immolation in the shower, and having their tongues stretched out and nailed to the ceiling. The building itself may digest tenants alive over several weeks, leaving only bloody teeth and fingernails in the vents. Shadow Pines, where luxury meets the eternal unknown. First month free with Demons may cause your family members to cannibalize each other, starting with the youngest. Your genitals to rot and fall off, while demons laugh through the vents and full soul flame, where your spirit is peeled layer by layer for eternity, while your empty body continues paying rent. Previous tenants have been found fused into the drywall, still twitching, or turned inside out and still breathing. Not responsible for total damnation, loss of sanity, or becoming a breeding vessel for hell's luxury apartments. Come for the amenities. Stay because the demons won't let you leave.
call today.
While you still can.
You know, I like that
That's a
they're
good
leaning.
one.
I like that they're leaning into their honesty of what's going on there. So it's nothing unexpected, and they're trying to do it in a real peppy way. You know, they could have. It could be one of those like we just can't do ads, but they're really, even though they got to have the minute and a half disclaimer, they got creative on how to let you know your soul's going to be destroyed and your genitals will be ripped off.
And your tongue will be stretched to the ceiling.
But have you seen the pool? I mean,
It's Olympic size.
and they have muffins every morning, and it's, you know, cereal bar. You know, what more can you ask for?
I love it.
You know, so
That was good.
There you
That
go.
was a good one.